What's up, everybody? My name is OMG, WTF, LWF to WBRB, and welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016, not 2020. We are back with the Invasion Series, Season 2, the brand era in 2002, that being the year, of course. It is June 3rd, and we are in the, it's not June 3rd, I guess it's week 3 of June is how we go about this. Anyway, it is everybody's favorite program. It's Sunday Night Heat. And let's just stop wasting time, shall we? Let's just get started right on this. We're going to go ahead and press yes, and we open up with a couple pre-show bouts. Our first pre-show match here is a 48D plus rating, and a bout that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Batista defeats Johnny Swinger, a local talent here in the South Carolina Fist Arena area. Beats him in 2 minutes 53 seconds with the Batista Bomb. Batista with an in-ring performance of a 46. He's getting up there. Johnny Swinger with a 30. Some of you may know who Johnny Swinger is. Currently wrestling for Impact Wrestling, the Swing Man. Here, just kind of, I'm a fan of Johnny Swinger. Him here, seeing if he's worth anything. Either way, 32E plus rating in an abysmal pre-show matchup. Looney Lane, one of our developmental talents, going over Gail Kim in 5 minutes 46 seconds with a fast roll-up. Unfortunately, it seems like a pretty vocal crowd did not seem particularly thrilled with seeing Looney Lane wrestle. That's okay, I suppose. Gail Kim definitely carried this matchup with a 43 in-ring performance. Looney Lane with a 13. Oh, Looney Lane is improving in her performance skills, at least, so that's good. Out of curiosity, will the dirt sheet show us why they did not like Looney Lane by chance? Negative crowd reaction, we know that. But other than that, it doesn't really seem like it explains why. Maybe it's just because she sucks. I'm not too sure why. Anyway, moving on to our next segment here. I believe this is the main event of the pre-show. 46 solid D rating here in a pre-show bout that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Too Cool, the team of Rikishi and Scotty 2 Hottie, going over the Bell brothers, Mark and Mike Bell, two of our developmental talents, in 5 minutes 56 seconds when Rikishi defeated Mark Bell with the Rump Shaker. Of course, Rikishi was head and shoulders above everybody else. Apparently, the hot crowd was against Mark Bell, chanting for him not to come back. They're okay with Mike. Mark, though, get the hell out of here. Scotty 2 Hottie with an in-ring performance of a 48. Rikishi with a 59, Mike Bell with a 27, and Mark Bell with an 18. Looks like Mike is the talent of the group. Nonetheless, though, Mike Bell is improving in his technical skills, and Mark Bell taking advantage of the match here tonight, and is improving in both his flying and performance skills, so there might be hope for Mark. All right, we open up the night with a 69 C plus rating as Sunday Night Heat opens up with the Heat heavyweight champion Chuck Palumbo alongside the one Billy Gunn. Once in the ring, Palumbo begins the sight gun up as they wait for the arrival of Sean O'Hare. Palumbo feels like it is taking a bit too long here and doesn't feel like waiting for the arrival of Sean O'Hare as he takes to the mic. All right, hey. What's the holdup back there? Is the Rageaholic too scared to fight? Well, you shouldn't agree to the match. So get your ass out here so the ass man himself can kick it. You know what? Let's just start the count already, okay? Ref, it's clear Shawnee doesn't want to fight, so let's come on. 1, 2. Ref, of course, begins to count along with Chuck Palumbo here, but is shortly interrupted by the arrival of the general manager of Sunday Night Heat, Mr. Paul Heyman. Stop the count. Gentlemen, look, I know you two had your eyes set on the two of you going at it over the Heat Championship. I know you two have had your schemes to ensure that exactly happened, including the one that you two pulled last week. You see, last week, we were supposed to see Sean O'Hare versus Chuck Palumbo for the Heat heavyweight title. But you two took it upon yourselves to deliver a message for me that I did not send. So, instead of a world title match, we've got a number one contenders match that involves Sean O'Haire and the one Billy Gunn. Well, gentlemen, that match is not happening. And it is not happening now, and it is not happening tonight. Because quite frankly, Billy, I don't feel you've earned a shot at the Heat Heavyweight Championship. But, despite my better judgment, I'm going to let you get your shot. Because it'll be you, Billy Gunn, versus you, Sean O'Haire, and one more opponent of my choosing. You see, we're going to have a triple threat match tonight. Oh, yeah, well, you know what? Who's that anyway, Heyman? Come on. Don't you think it's a little unfair to expect Billy and Sean to compete when they can't even plan for who's the other guy in the ring? You know, I'm actually not sure who it's going to be yet. But whoever it is, fair or not, he would be a worthy contender for the Heat Heavyweight Championship. So you two can leave the ring now and go to the back because we do have a title match, but it's not going to be for the Heat Heavyweight Championship. It'll be for the MTV Championship, and that match is next. So we'll open up Heat with some heat as Paul Heyman lays down the law. He might be a little caught up with Jim Cornette and the Lords of the Ring last week, but not enough to take notice that Billy Gunn and Chuck Palumbo trying to pull their schemes here, and I don't know why they want to fight each other. Maybe it's just friends wanting to fight friends, or maybe they're trying to pull a little bit of schemes in order to make sure Chuck Palumbo stays the champion. But Sean O'Haire fell for it, and instead of it being O'Haire and Gunn tonight, you heard it from Paul Heyman, O'Haire and Billy Gunn will be fighting tonight, but there will be a third man of Mr. Heyman's choosing. Either way, though, I don't think it'll be Billy Kidman, because according to Scott Steiner here, Billy Kidman does not connect with the fans, and, he says we should probably write the kid off. Not really going to happen. He may not connect with the fans, but he's doing his thing in the Cruiserweight division, and that's what I need him for. Nonetheless, this angle did get the crowd hotter. Chuck Palumbo came across well. The one, Billy Gunn, unfortunately underperformed in this segment. And there you have it. 69C+ as we move on to our next match. But before that, we have a little bit of a commercial break here. And during the commercial break, an ad for the Right to Censor, of all people, air. So we have that very obnoxious Right to Censor alarm going off as Steven Richards' voice takes over the, let's just take it to the ad, shall we? Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Next Sunday, yours truly will be hosting a hiring event, as we here at the Right to Censor are looking for highly motivated individuals who are looking to make a difference in the world and make TV a much safer place for the youth of the nation. We hope to see you there. Well, that was an interesting ad we saw there from the Right to Censor. Apparently, Steven Richards is hosting auditions, or I guess not auditions, a hiring event, and he's looking for people to join in his cause. Nonetheless, Mike Sanders is in the ring, back from commercial break, and he's got a mic in his hand. Let's take it to Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mike Sanders, and I am your next MTV champion. Look, I hate to play spoiler, I really do. But let's just be real here. Hardcore Holly has 2 matches tonight. And I know his match is on that tag match and not where it should be, which is in his title defense against moi. Hardcore Holly is also, he's getting up there in years, and Father Time has been catching up to him. Let's not forget. Let's also not forget that Hardcore Holly, well, he even really isn't that hardcore. So again, not to play spoiler, but your next MTV champion, Mike Sanders. But before he can even finish what he's saying, Hardcore Holly's music plays. How do you like me now? And out comes Hardcore Holly, the MTV champion, and he's on a mission not only to shut up Mike Sanders, but to make quick work of Mike Sanders here tonight, because as he already mentioned before, Hardcore Holly's pulling double duty here tonight because he has a tag team match later on tonight. Nonetheless, 55 C- for the quick promo there from Mike Sanders as we head into our MTV Championship matchup. 57 C- rating, and about that had subpar wrestling and little heat to it. The champion, Hardcore Holly, defeats Mike Sanders in 10 minutes 9 seconds with an Alabama Slammer, making his second defense of the Heat MTV Championship. Mike Sanders with an in-ring performance of a 52. Hardcore Holly outperforming him, but only by a point with a 53. Sanders also improving in his performance. You love to see it. Moving on, a 62 solid C rating to follow up as Hardcore Holly celebrates his title win. Just Incredible and Tank Abbott take advantage of the opportunity, and they attack the champion from behind, looking to get an advantage in their tag team matchup. Ron Waterman, of course, runs to the aid of his tag team partner, and Incredible and Tank Abbott bail from the ring as quick as they can before Ron Waterman could get his hands on them. And as they are heading back up the ramp, because they've done their dirty work here, they are caught in their tracks by the general manager once again, Paul Heyman, who makes his presence known. Hold on there, gentlemen. Hold on. Where the hell do you think you two are going? You know, since you two are ready to fight, why don't we start this match right now? I know Holly just competed, but I'm sure he's begging to get his hands on you. And, of course, the camera pans to show a furious Hardcore Holly nodding to the fact that, yeah, he wants to get his hands on them right here, right now. So, anyway, back to Paul Heyman. So, you two march back to the ring, and let's have this tag team matchup right now. And unfortunately for Just Incredible and Tank Abbott, that's exactly what's happening. They are forced to walk back to the ring, and our tag team matchup is now, but who knows if that's a good idea. Hardcore Holly just competed up against Mike Sanders. They went 10 minutes, so this might be all on Ron Waterman here. Just Incredible performed poorly in this segment. Paul Heyman looked good, though, and it gained heat for the Heat MTV Championship storyline we got going on here. Not tag team title match, but tag team match gets a 46 solid D rating here, and a terrible matchup. Just Incredible and Tank Abbott defeat the team of Hardcore Holly and Ron Waterman in 7 minutes 41 seconds when Just Incredible defeats Hardcore Holly with a quick pinfall with a roll-up. So imagine probably grab the tights in there as well as how I'd like to imagine it, but nonetheless, maybe Tank and Ron Waterman going at it a little too much, causing a bit of a distraction from Hardcore Holly, and, Just Incredible able to get the quick win here tonight over the Heat MTV champion, and you gotta wonder, that probably puts him in line for a championship matchup. Hardcore Holly seemed off his game. I mean, he did just compete twice. This match did cool down the crowd a little bit, which is unfortunate, but sets up for our big triple threat main event that we have coming up. Ron Waterman with an in-ring performance of a 38, Hardcore Holly carrying this match with a 56, Tank Abbott with a 46, and Just Incredible with a 49. Unfortunately, this did lose heat for the storyline, but that is to be expected. Ron Waterman, not the best. We got to build him up. Wow, this did a lot better than you thought it would. 83 B+ rating as we are back at Paul Heyman's office when Sean Stasiak arrives and knocks on the door, and Heyman answers. What can I do for you, Mr. Stasiak? Mr. Heyman, thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I know you're a busy man, so I'll keep this brief. Earlier tonight, you said that the number one contenders match has turned to a triple threat match, and if you're looking for a third man, then you found no better than Sean Stasiak. I mean, my father's a former world champion. I'm a second generation. Let me stop you there, Sean. You see, come on, Mr. Heyman. Just give me this one opportunity and let me show you that I deserve it. It's not that you don't deserve it, Sean. It's just that, the spot has already been filled, Maybe next time. Heyman then closes the door as Sean Stasiak just stands there stunned that he's been passed over once again. If you'll remember last week, Sean Stasiak wanted to have a conversation with Heyman. Heyman was a bit too busy with what was going on with Cornette and the Lords of the Ring. This week, he offers to take that spot in the triple threat main event, but unfortunately, he's a little too late because that spot seems to have been filled. Nonetheless, though, during the commercial, we get a little hype package for Batista, just kind of highlighting him and just hyping him up in general, the fact that Batista's here and he's going to dominate the competition kind of thing. You know how it is. 74 B- rating. And we've mentioned Jim Cornette in the not the Afternoon Express, wrong team. We mentioned Jim Cornette and the Lords of the Ring quite often here tonight. Speaking of Jim Cornette and the Lords of the Ring, Jim Cornette sent in this video package and asked us to play it, so here we go. Let's play the footage. All right, so well, like I just mentioned, we got the video and it's being played right now. Video begins to play. Cornette is he's sitting there with the Lords of the Ring, who are in the background training. So it looks like we got a training session going on here, and well, Cornette's going to start it off. Ha ha ha! You see that, Heyman? Now that's real wrestling, not this bar fight brawls you call wrestling. Speaking of bar fight brawls, oh, Mr. Sandman, why'd you use a cane? Is it because you're afraid the Lords of the Ring? Now that I know I got a great singing voice, but let's get back to being serious here for a moment, because listen here, Mr. Sandman, and why don't you listen too, Fatty Dreamer, because there is one thing I can guarantee. It is the fact that the Lords of the Ring aren't finished with you two, and then the next time you bring out that cane or any other type of weapon in the ring, then you might find yourself staring at the stars after James E. Cornette knocks your ass out with my tennis racket. You hear that? Now how's that for hardcore for you boys? Anyway, gentlemen, let's keep it going. 53 C- rating. Jim Cornette, even though I stumbled over my words there a little bit trying to read that quickly. But nonetheless, Jim Cornette sending a message to Paul Heyman and the tag team champions, Tommy Dreamer and Sandman. Of course, we saw that tag team title match, which ended in disqualification after Sandman used the Singapore cane, as Jim Cornette beautifully sang there a couple seconds ago. And, well, Cornette giving him a threat. Next time you bring in a weapon, I might bring in a weapon of my own. Anyway, Jim Cornette, of course, improvised and did great. Better than I would have, at least. He did come across well. Unfortunately, this did lose heat for the storyline. Nonetheless, we move on to the next segment as Sean O'Haire and Sean O'Haire and the one Billy Gunn are already in the ring, and we are awaiting the arrival of the third man in this competition, and it's none other than D'Lo Brown. D'Lo Brown making his return to the WWE. We haven't seen him in quite a long time. He's been stuck in the developmental territory, HWA, and I just wanted him to not hold the championship, but he's here. D'Lo Brown is the third man, and it's going to be wild. 57 C- rating for the return of the Lowdown. And it is main event time. 52 D+ rating for our main event. And a poor matchup here, unfortunately. D'Lo Brown does it. He defeats Sean O'Haire and the one Billy Gunn in 12 minutes, 38 seconds. After D'Lo Brown defeats Billy Gunn with the Lowdown. Of course, Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Haire kind of had a bit of a brawl there. Maybe looking like Sean O'Haire might have had the match won there for a brief moment there. Chuck Palumbo not letting it happen, and of course this being a triple threat match, there are no disqualifications. He goes right after Sean O'Haire, and these two brawl in the crowd, allowing D'Lo Brown to climb to the ropes, hit the Lowdown, 1, 2, 3, and we have a new #1 contender, and it's the returning D'Lo Brown. Billy Gunn was the weak link in this matchup, unfortunately, which is saying something, I guess, because D'Lo Brown is returning. In fact, I think D'Lo Brown outperformed everybody in this matchup. But I guess Billy Gunn does have a bit of an excuse here because, well, apparently he was really off his game. Probably not happy to be losing. Sean O'Haire had an in-ring performance of a 58. The one Billy Gunn with an in-ring performance of a 44. And D'Lo Brown outperforming Sean O'Haire by 1 point with a 59. That's promising for D'Lo. Billy Gunn is improving in his performance skills. We go ahead, we end off the show, and we get ourselves a what? We get ourselves a 59 solid C rating here. Unfortunately, apparently there wasn't enough attractive women on the show to satisfy our core male audience. That is unfortunate. Ron Waterman was apparently used too much on this program as well, but you got to build him up sometimes. 59 solid C, in my opinion, not a bad rating at all for Sunday Night Heat. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, a like, subscribe if you have not already. And as always, my name has been OMG WTF WBRB. I will see you guys in the next video as I get working on Monday Night Raw. Next video will probably be Impact, though, to be completely honest with you. So be prepared for some TNA. As always, don't forget to... I don't know. I was about to say don't forget to follow me on Facebook, like me on Twitter and all that, but I'll be honest, I haven't done that crap in so long, and who cares, right? Nonetheless, though, don't forget to share this video with your friends, your Facebooks, your Twitters, your Instagrams. I don't give a dams. Anybody you feel would enjoy my content, give them a subscribe and help give them a share and help your homeboy get some new subscribers up in this bitch. And as always, my name's been OMG WTF LWBRB, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, have a great day, everybody.